Remember Julian Newman? A few years back, you couldn't log on to Instagram without seeing him or Zion pulling off some absurd play. The point guard's quickness and insane handles, as well as his cocky attitude and drama he caused on the court, drew in millions of views. Zion is playing in the NBA. Well, kinda. But where is Julian Newman playing? I'm Riley Winn with Break, and I gotta know. What happened to viral sensation Julian Newman? Julian's dad Jamie had him on a strict training plan since he was super young, shooting 500 shots a day, playing against kids much older than him, and much more. He started playing with varsity squads in 7th grade and was the youngest person ever to reach 1,000 points on varsity. Julian averaged 25 points, 9 assists, and 3 steals a game, and he did all of that standing at only 5'7". So those numbers are pretty great at first glance, but they're kind of inflated. Here's a few reasons why. First, Julian played for him and him only. He was going to get his shots and pump his stats over helping his team get a W. Second, his dad was his coach while he was at Prodigy Prep. We'll talk more about that whole thing in a minute. But with Jamie calling the shots, he built the team around Julian and made sure the offense flowed through his kit. Lastly, he was on teams where players were hand-selected, and they would play normal high schools and teams rather than playing schools at their caliber. And the few times they did do that, like when they played against the IMG Academy, Julian and his team lost by 60. It's worth mentioning that Julian was coming up about the same time as LaMelo Ball and all the drama that family, well, specifically LeVar, would cause. The Ball family had a show on Facebook, so why couldn't the Newmans? Julian and his family used his massive social media following to create a reality show with overtime called Hello Newmans. The episodes have gotten millions of views and made Julian and his family really famous, which made even more people not like the guy because he got cockier. So I mentioned Prodigy Prep. This is a school that Jamie Newman created just so he could control his son's basketball team. They had no school building, and the kids on the basketball team attended online school with help from Jamie. Now, to be fair, Jamie was a teacher, so it's not some random dad who just flunked out of algebra trying to help these guys on their homework. He has the credentials to help shape young minds. Prodigy Prep also had no gym and actually had to share gym time at the Y with just random people playing pickup. Prodigy Prep was the original Bishop Sycamore. Being the social media star that Julian is, when recruiting time came around, him and his family made claims that he was being recruited by 15 different D1 schools. Despite his size, you watch him play and his handles and you're like, okay, I could see him playing in March Madness. But after a deeper look, it seems none of those schools were actually recruiting him, and a few coaches even came out saying they never were. Julian took to Instagram recently to announce where he'll be playing next. The divisive point guard will be playing on Team Challenge in the TBT tournament. TBT stands for the basketball tournament and is essentially a March Madness style league where a bunch of former pros and college stars play for $1 million grand prize. Julian's skills are gonna be put to the test because he'll be playing against a bunch of guys who actually reached a level he never could. What are some other players who were absolute studs that you're not sure where or what they're up to now? Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram and let me know. If you want to see who we cover on our next episode of What Happened To, subscribe now. I'm Riley Winn. See you on the next one.